everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. So we're working on the book Pearson Maths Makes Sense grade 6, and the chapter we're working on is chapter number 1. And the the chapter we're working on chapter 1, that is patterns and equations, and the lessons we're going to cover from the chapter are using variables to describe patterns and plotting points on a coordinate grid. So let's just start with the lesson. Okay, here I am on grade 6 math. You can see the book, cover of the book, that is Pearson Math Makes Sense grade 6. And we're working on the chapter 1, that is patterns and equations. We are using variables. So let's just start with the wheels needed to build 11 cars. How can you check your answer, right? Okay, 4 plastic wheels for each car. Make a table. Let's just make a table first, right? For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cars. Hold on. Okay. So, number of cars and the number of wheels she required, right? For one car, she need 4, right? For 2 cars, she needs 8. For 3 cars, she needs 12. For 4 cars, she needs 16. And for 5, she needs 20, right? That is A part. You have to make a table for the number of cars and number of wheels, right? Write a pattern rule that relates the number of car to the number of wheels. You have to write down the number of. You can see 1 times 4 makes 4, 2 times 4 makes 8, 3 times 4 makes 12, 4 times 4 makes 16, and 4 times 5 is 20. Basically 5 times 4. 5 makes 4. You can see when number of car is 1, you have to multiply by 1. When number of car is 2, you have to multiply by 2. So 4 is constant. That means the pattern you have to write is 4n. N is the number of cars, right? And you have to multiply it by the 4, you will get the number of wheels, right? C part is write an expression to represent the pattern. So here is the expression that represents the pattern. If the number of cars n is the number of cars, you can calculate the value by 4n, right? Okay, the next one is find the number of wheels needed to build 11 cars. Okay, if you have to make 11 cars, n equals 11, n is the number of cars. You have to see how many wheels do you need. For the 11 cars, you have to do 4 times 11. That means you need 44 cars. You can check just completing the table 24 until 11, right? Then for 7, you need 28. For 8 cars, you need 32. Basically, the number of tires are increasing by 4 every time, right? For 9, it would be 36. For 10, it would be 40. And you can see when you have 11 cars, it would be 44. And here you have. That means the pattern 4n is the correct one, right? Okay. Let me see how many questions do we have because I have to skip one. in case there are so many, there are 6. Okay, let's see. Let's start with question number 2. For each table of values, write an expression that relates the input to output. Let's start with question number 2a. Right? Input is 1, output is 0. Input is 2, output is 2. Input is 3, output is 4. Okay, let's just make this table on the board and then input is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Output is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Okay. 1 and 0. 2, 2. 3 and 4. It would be 2 times 1 minus 2. 2 times 2 minus 2. 2 times 3 minus 2. 2 times 4 minus 2. And 2 times 5 minus 2. Yes, just calculate. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. 2 times 5 is 10 and 10 minus 2 is 8, right? That means you can see input is 1, you are multiplying by 1. Input is 2, you are multiplying by 2. Input is 3, you are multiplying with this 2 is constant every time and also this 2. So it would be then 2n minus 2. That means the expression you have to make for the table is 2n minus 2, right? Okay, the next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the values are 5, 8, 11, 14, 17. 11, 14, 17. Okay. One and 5, 2 and 8, 3 and 11, mm, 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 mm. 1 and 5. 1 plus 4 is 5, 2 plus 6 is 8, 3 plus 8 is 11, 4 plus 10 and 5 plus 12. Okay. It is 1 plus 2 times 2, 1 plus 2 times 3, 1 plus 2 times 4. No, hold on. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2. 4 times 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 4. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 5, right? It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the values you are adding is exactly same like the input. But this one you are multiplying, this 2 is fixed. But the one you are multiplying is 1 more than n every time. Like here you have 2, you are multiplying with 3. Here you have 3, you are multiplying with 4, right? Do not confuse with this line that I just made to understand the relationship between them. So it would be n plus 2 times n plus 1. For example, you have to evaluate for 4, right? N equals 4. It would be 4 plus 2 times 4 plus 1. You have to do 4 plus 2 times 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 plus 5 times 2 is 10 and 10 plus 4 is 14. So you can see when input is 14, the input is 4, output is 14. That means the mathematical expression is n plus 2 times n plus 1, right? Okay. You can do the C part by yourself. Let's just start with question number 3. Here is a pattern of squares on a grid. Make a table to show the number of squares in the first 4 figures. Okay, let's just make a table. Question number 3. Figure number and number of squares. Okay. In figure 1, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Figure 2, you have 7. Figure 3, you have 8. And figure 4, you have 11. No, 5, 7, 9, and 11. Sorry. 5, 7, 9, and 11, right? Okay. Write a pattern rule that relates the figure number to the number of squares. Okay. One. Let me just understand. 1 plus 4, 2 plus 5 plus 6, 4 plus 7, right? Okay. So you have to write down the mathematical expression. Like they're increasing by 1 every time and they're increasing by 2 every time, right? That is basically you have to. Hold on. Okay, you have to make a pattern rule that relates the figure number to the number of squares. Write an expression to represent the pattern. Okay, we have to write down the expression that represents the pattern. Okay. It would be 2n plus 3. You can see for 1, 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 plus 3 is 5. For n equals to 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, isn't it? 2 plus times 3 is 6 and 6 plus 3 is 9. 2 times 4 is 8 and 8 plus 3 is 11. So it would be 2n plus 3, right? Find the number of squares in the seventh figure. Seventh figure, let's just replace n equals 7. You have to calculate how many squares do you have in seventh figure. So you have to do 2 times 7 plus 3, right? 7 times 2 is 14 and 14 plus 3 equals 17, right? Also, you have to check if you are correct. You have to go from here 5, 13. For 6, they are 15. For 7, they are 17. So, yes, you can see in figure 7 you have 17, right? Okay. I'm going to skip question number 4 because it is already 20 minutes and I'm still on the. Let's start with question number 5. The pattern in the table continues. Write a pattern rule that relates the number to the amount. Write an expression to represent the pattern. Write a story you could use. Okay, the table is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And amount is 5, 11, 17. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And amount is 5, 11, 17, 23, 29. 11, 17, 23, 29. Okay, so 5, 11. Okay, 5 plus 6, 11. 11 plus 6, so pattern is growing by 6, right? So you have to add, hold on, let me just look at your board if you have to use the formula, because I just don't want to if in the book they haven't. Okay, so the pattern is increasing by 6, right? So it would be 0 times 6 plus 5, 1 times 6 plus 5, 2 times 6 plus 5, 3 times 6 plus 5. Let's just evaluate. 0 times 6 is 0 and 0 plus 5 makes 5. For the 1 plus 6 is 6 and 6 plus 5 makes 11. Then 2 times 6 is 12 and 12 plus 5 makes 17. That means it would be N is 0, here you are going to multiply with 0. N is 1, you're going to multiply with 1. That means it would be 6 times n plus 5. The mathematical expression is 6 times n plus 5, right? Okay. The next one is question number 7. Okay, Scalar wants to adopt a whale through the BC Wild Killer Whale Adoption Program. The cost of 1 year adoption is $59. Scalar walks his neighbor dogs to raise the money. He gets $3 for each walk. Make a table to show the amount left to raise after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks. Write a pattern rule. Okay. Each walk he will get 3, right? N represents the number of walks, and here is the amount he collected from every walk, right? 1 walk 3, 2 walk 6, 3 walk 9, 4 walk 12. Every time the amount is increasing by 3, right? The question is, make a table to show the amount left to raise after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks. Write a pattern rule, write an expression that represents the pattern. You have to write down the expression, right? It would be 3n, because for every walk he earned $3, right? So the question is, find the amount left to raise after 15 walks. Okay, after 15 walks, 3 times 15. The money he collected is 45. You have to calculate the amount he left after 15 walks. The amount he needed is 59. 59 minus 45 is, for after 15 walks, he's still left with 14. Oh, no, hold on. The question is, make a table to show the amount left to raise. Okay, you don't have to write this value here. After first walk, he need $53, 59, right? So after first, he earned 3. So 59 minus 3 is, he have now $56 left, right? After the second, it would be 56 minus 3. That means he are left with 53. Then after the third walk, 53 minus 3, he is left with 50. After the fourth walk, he is left with 50 minus 3, 47, right? You have to make a pattern for this value. They are decreasing by 3 every time, and they are decreasing by 3 every time, right? So you have to make the pattern for this one, not the one. Three times 1 plus 53, right? Because when you multiply 3 times 1, it makes 53. Then 3 times 2, you have to subtract, not add. It would be 53 minus, n. N is the number of walk, plus 56 minus 3n, right? 59 minus 3n it would be. Let's suppose n equals 1. It would be 59 minus 3n. Let's suppose n is 1. 59 minus 3 times 1. It would be 59 minus 3 is 56. For 2, 59 minus 6, 53. Right? That means it would be 59 minus 3n. You have to calculate after 15 walks how much amount he'll have left. 15 times 3 is 45. So 59 minus 45 is $14 he still has, right? So that is the 59 minus 3n. After how many walks will Scalar have raised enough money? How do you know? Okay, you have to calculate after how many walks he have $59. So it would be after how many walks he have $59, right? Let's just 59 minus 3n equals 0. So 59 equals 3n. Divide both sides by 3. It would be 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 8 is 24. That means after 19 walks, it would be 89 point something, right? That means he must need, after 19 walks, he have $59, right? Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just start with the next lesson. That is plotting points on a coordinate grid. So let's just start with the lesson. Okay, first of all, you have to understand what is the coordinate grid, right? What is the coordinate grid, right? You have x-axis, the horizontal axis, and the y-axis, the vertical axis, right? So this is the coordinate grid where you have the x-axis and the y-axis, and for each, for example, you have a point on the graph like this. You have to match it to the x. It have some value on the x-axis and it have some value on the y-axis. For example, here it is 2 and here it is 3. So the point is 2 and 3. You always have to write the x value first and then the y value. This is known as the mm, ordered pair. That is the ordered pair. First you have to write x value and then you have to write down the y value, right? So coordinates is another value of the another name of the ordered pair. Let's just start with the practice questions. Match each ordered pair with a letter on the coordinate grid. Okay, 1 5. The first is 1 5. That means x value is 1 and y value is 5, right? Here is the x value 1. Go and match it to the 5. It would be b here. That means 1 and 5 is the ordered pair for b. Then 5 1. X is 5. Go to 5. X and y is 1. Just see the intersection of 5 and 1 is point D. 0 and 7. X is 0, y is 7. Here is the line. You can see on the y axis all the x values are 0. So it would be a point. And 7 0. X is 7. And on the x axis all the y values are 0. So it would be 7 and 0. That is the point C, right? Draw and label a coordinate grid. Point plot each ordered pairs. Explain how you moved to do this. Okay, the first one is 5 9. I don't have a proper graph paper. I'm just plotting them. For example, here is 5, here is 9. So here is the point V. X is 5, Y is 9. Then 0 and 9. X is 0, y is 9. The point is here on the y-axis, W point. X is 5, y is 7. Here is x5. Here is the 7. Here is point X. Then you have y, 8 and 0. So x is 8, x is somewhere here, y is 0. So on the x-axis, all the y values are 0, right? For question number C, you have to do exactly the same thing, right? Let's start with question number 4. Mr. Kelp class went to the Vancouver aquarium. Angel drew this map of the aquarium site. What? Write the ordered pairs of each place. Okay. Amazon jungle area is represented by the A. You have to look for the coordinates of the A. Just match this value to x-axis for the x value, that would be 8, and match it to the y-axis, it would be 1, so it would be 8 and 1. Beluga whales, B. Here is the B. So on this line, the y-axis, the x value is always 0. So for B, it is 0 and 10. Always write x coordinate first, right? Carbon the reptile, C. Match it to the x-axis, it would be 10. And then y, it is 3, 10 and 3. E. Here is E. Coordinates are 5 and 2. F, just match F, it would be 8 and 9. So F is 8 and 9. S. S is 1 and 8. H. 8 and 6. H is 8 and 6. Right? Okay, question number 5 is use the map in question number 4. To get the Pacific Canada Pavilion at point P, you move 1 square left and 3 squares up to the entrance. Okay, 1 left. From the entrance, you moved 1 left. Right? You move left from E to left, here it is. And then 3 squares up. 1, 2, 3. It would be. Here is the P. Right? It would be 4 and 5. The coordinates of P are 4 and 5, right? Okay. To get the calm shell gift shop at point G, you move 5 square left and 8 squares down from the shark's H. Okay, here is H. 5 square left. One, two, three, 4, 5. Here is 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 left and 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are here. Just note the coordinates 2 and 2. Right? Basically, you are going to learn how do you read coordinates on the graph. Let's start with question number 6 and 7 exactly same. You have to Draw the points on the coordinate. Let's just start with question number 8. A student plotted 6 points on the coordinate grid, then labeled each point with its coordinate. The student has made some mistakes for each point that has been labeled incorrectly. Explain the mistake. Write the coordinates that correctly describe the location. Okay. 10. Let's start with the first point, right? 10 and C point. This one. You always write the x coordinate first, right? So it would be 0, 10. Because on this line, the x value is always 0, right? H is the correct one, 10 and 0. F, no, F is not the correct one. You always have to write the x first, so x is 25, y is 0, right? E is correct. X is 30, y is 40. G is not correct. 25 is the value of y. All you have to write x first, it would be 15 and 25. This is a very, very big mistake. You always have to write the x coordinate first. Keep this very important point. D is correct. Keep this very important point in your mind, right? Okay, question number 9 is draw and label a coordinate grid. Use a scale of 1 square represents 5 unit. Plot 5 points on the grid. Use an ordered pair to describe the. Okay, the one thing here is use a scale of 1 square represents 5 unit. Like this one, you can see here you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. When you have bigger values, you cannot represent all the values on the graph paper. You can use a scale. Scale means you can see one graph represents 5 values collectively, right? You can see this one square represent 5. So for this one, you have to do the same, right? Question number 10 is the first number in the ordered pair for a point A is 0. What does it tell about point A? The first point is 0. That means the x value is 0. That means the point must be on the y-axis. Whenever you have the x value is 0, the point is over the y-axis, like on this line, right? The second number in the ordered pair for point B is 0. What does the, like if some value you have x, the y is 0. Whenever the y is 0, the point must be on this line, on the x-axis, right? Okay, we are done with the lesson. Okay, so we were working on grade 6 math. The lessons we have covered today are using variables to describe pattern and plotting points on a coordinate grid. So please make sure before the next session, I think I hardly skipped 2-3 questions, right? And the questions are exactly same. That's why I skipped them. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the question, you can ask questions. I'm here to answer all your questions. Otherwise, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday. 5 to 9, right? So please ask if you have any question. So basically, that's a conversions from the that is fraction and as a decimal, right? So you have how much portion is shaded. So when you look at the A part, you can just count the colored portion to see how many portion is colored. So okay, so if you look at the A part, you can please ask questions if you have any.